Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Rose and I'm on a debt-free journey. And in today's video, I'm going to be creating a plan to tackle my debt for 2025 to see how much I can pay off using the snowball method and just to make some adjustment and to see how best we can move forward with these debt. So if this sounds like something that you are interested in, please stay tuned. So you are looking at my 25 debt snowball worksheet. All right, so I went ahead and I input all the accounts that I have that are unpaid. So let's go into each one individually. So for PayPal number 2, I started the year with $401.12. The interest rate on this card is 28.74%, and the minimum payment is $30. All right. So looking at this, if I only make the minimum payment, I will complete this payment in, let's say, May of 2026. Now, I don't want to stretch $400 over to 2026. So what I'm thinking of doing is for the last two cards that I paid off, the Best Buy card and the Amex card, both cards minimum payment total $70. So what I'm going to be doing is to add that $70 here to this minimum payment. So I'm going to be making $100 minimum payment on this account. So in doing $100 minimum payment here, I am going to be done with this account. This is saying June 2025, I'll have a negative balance. So in May, after I make my April payment, the balance for May is going to be $26.35. So what I'm going to do is in April, I pay $126.35. Okay, so I cannot adjust the minimum payment here for May because these are locked in. So what I'm going to do is to delete these payments here. All right, let me unprotect the sheet. All right, so let's take this out. All right, so in April, all right, so let's highlight May. I'm going to leave it as it is right here. But then in April, I'll just go ahead and close out for 126.35. All right, I don't want to type in this cell because I don't want to break the formula. So let's keep it as it is. And I'm going to highlight this in green. We are going to put, all right, let's keep it in this color. All right, so that's where we are targeting April or May of 2025 to complete this PayPal number 2 account balance. All right, so the next card is going to be the Ashley Furniture card, and we started the year with 407. The interest rate on this card is 29.99%, and this one is also $30 minimum payment. All right, so I'm going to be doing similar for this card. Okay, so I'm targeting, all right, let me go back here and say 126.35 and take this out. All right, so in April, we are targeting April to complete the PayPal number 2 card. All right, so let me just go back over to the Ashley Furniture card. Okay, so I am done with the Ashley Furniture card in April. In May, I am going to be adding this $100 minimum payment to the May minimum payment for Ashley Furniture. All right, so let us see. If I continue to make the minimum payment for Ashley Furniture, I will be finished in June of 2026. We don't want that either, so we're going to be adding $100 to this $30. So we're going to be making $130 payment here starting in May. All right, so to make $130 payment here, let's pull this down and see where we're gonna be at. Okay, so we make $130 payment starting in May for the Ashley Furniture card. We should be done by July of 2025. All right, so remember now, this is assuming that we are being compliant with the snowball method. All right, so this is our plan for Ashley Furniture. All right, this is the wrong color. Let's get it right. Okay, so PayPal MasterCard, we started the year with $566.23. The interest rate is 34.49% and minimum payment is $30. All right, so we're going to be giving Ashley MasterCard the same treatment because we are trying to cut down on the length of time as well as paying all these interests. All right, so if I continue only to make minimum payment of $30 for the PayPal MasterCard, this minimum payment is going to take me all the way over to May of 2027. We do not want that. So in August of 2025, we're going to be adding $130 to this minimum payment. So we are going to be making a $160 payment right here. And let's fill this down. See when we will be done. Good. All right, so with the new updates, making a $160 payment towards the PayPal MasterCard, we should be done by November of 2025. Now, see, we're taking a whole almost 13 months off this payment if we stay in compliant with the debt snowball repayment method. So PayPal number one, we started the year with $575.49. There is no interest payment on this card, so we're going to keep it as is, not making any changes. We're going to continue making the $60 minimum payment. And with that, we should be done in, what is this? This is September. We should be done in September of 2025. So, all right, let's take these payments out. And what we're going to be doing in October of 2025 is to add this payment, the $68. We're going to add this $68 to November payment here. Oh, we don't even need to add $68. All right, so let's back up to PayPal MasterCard and go back to October, because in November we're only going to be having $8.47 to pay. So let's cut the grocery budget November and close this thing out. So we're going to be doing 168 here, 168.47. We're going to be done with PayPal MasterCard October instead of November. All right, so we are good so far. So we'll be down 4 cards by October of 2025. And wherever we see where we can make some additional payments, we can definitely go ahead and do so. All right, so let us move on to the Home Depot card. The Home Depot card, we are the year with $636.12. The interest on the card is 29.99% and minimum payment is $29. All right, so with the Home Depot card, if we continue to make the $29 minimum payment, it's going to take us all the way over to October of 2027, September of 2027 to complete the payment. All right, so what we're going to be doing in, let's see here, that's September, October. So in October, we're going to be adding $228. Okay, so the Home Depot card in October of 2025, we should be clear to add the rolling minimum payments, which is going to be equivalent to $228 to this $29 here. So let's just put equal to 28 plus 29 here. All right, take that out. We don't want to. And one more payment and we should be done. Take this out. Okay, so in 2025, we want to make this $257 payment. We are down to $10.87. So what I'm going to be doing for November is to add this $10.87 to $257 here to close it out and be done with that. $257 is $10.87. So if we make $267.87 here, we should be done. All right, so this is going to be our target mark here. All right, so you see that once we start to keep this debt snowball, and I'm praying for discipline, I'm praying for focus, because I need to keep rolling these minimum payments into the next card so I can be done with 5 cards by November of 2025. And that's granted I'm only doing the minimum payments. Remember now, if I come upon any money where I can make additional payments, I will be doing so, and then get to close these out a little bit earlier. All right, so let's move to Macy's. Macy's, we are starting with $1,309.35, and the minimum payment is $26.99. The interest rate is $26.99. Minimum payment is $78. Okay. All right. So I only make the minimum payment for Macy's. This is going to take me all the way over to 2028. All right. So let's see how we can tailor this Macy's card so we can be out of business with Macy's sooner than we are projecting here. All right. So minimum payment $257. So in December we can start adding this $257 to our Macy's bill here. So let me add it over here. 48.78 plus 257. 305.78. So let us run it up to $306. Okay. Let's cut this down to 206.22. We still have $4 here. Let's pull this down again. 95. So if we pay 206.22 here. So 206, 210, 210.86. All right, so let's these out. Okay, so this is what Macy's is looking like once we do our snowball roll in and make the necessary adjustments. So we should be done with Macy's by March of 2026. Let's put our target mark here. All right, so let us move on to the Best Buy card. And the Best Buy card, I have broken the Best Buy card down into two because for the Best Buy, a part of the Best Buy balance currently has interest to it, and then another part do not have interest. So let's deal with the part without the interest first. So the first payment to avoid the deferred balance being accumulated is going to be $376.05. This is currently 0% interest. And in January, I must close this. So let me put the $376.05 here. And I already have plans how I'm going to be paying off this, like I said in my last video. The second part is $1107.43. That's 0 interest as well. And this is due in February. So I already know how I'm going to be paying off these two. All right. So the total balance on the Best Buy card is $297.13. But the deferred balance amount is $1,483.48. So let me just do a quick math here. Okay. So the portion of the card that has interest to it is $613.65. And the interest rate is Best Buy 29.49%. And the minimum payment is $38. Okay, so for Best Buy, if I continue to make the minimum payment for Best Buy, let me see something here. All right, so Best Buy probably should have been over here where Home Depot is, because this amount is less than the Home Depot card. So it should have been over on this side. Okay, so now I'm going to be recalculating from the Best Buy so I can have everything in compliance with how the debt snowball is actually supposed to be. All right, so let me do that quickly. Okay, so for the Best Buy card, our new target is November. So now I need to make the adjustment to the Home Depot card because this is going to be 29. Okay, so in November of 2025 for Best Buy, we will only need $155 to close this out. So from the $266 here, that is the minimum credit card payment that we're working with. Let's say take $266 and take $135.55 out of that. So we have $133.45 that we can add to the Best Buy payment here in November as well. So it's going to be equal to $133.45 plus 29. So in November, we can make a payment of $162.45 and change this. Okay, so in January of 2026, we can close this out for $185. Okay, so need to adjust for Macy's. No, this card needs to be closed out December because now I should be rolling the $266 plus the 29 to make one payment. So this is going to be $295. All right. So $295, we would have only $52.59 to be paid in January of 2026. So let us again cut something and close this account in December at the 339 and 11. Okay, so didn't account for the interest there. So 339.11 plus the interest 848. All right, so with the interest, it's going to be 347.59. And then we're going to be done with this account in December. All right, so let us just quickly go back through 2025 to see what's going on here. So PayPal number 2 would have been gone in April. Ashley Furniture would have been gone in July. Keep rolling over those minimum payments. PayPal MasterCard is going to be gone in October. PayPal number 1 is supposed to be gone in September. And we roll this $8 into the October payment for PayPal MasterCard. So we close that out in October. All right. Best Buy number 2 should be gone by November. And with the rolling of the minimum payment, which is going to be $266 in October, we will have $129.37 before interest in November. So the interest is added. We have $132.55 to close this account in November. The Home Depot card, once we roll all these payments together, the balance from the 266 here is going to be 130 something here. When I add the $29 minimum payment, it's 162.45, and then the balance is going to be 339.11 in December. So we're just going to go ahead and make this last payment on the Home Depot in December. So moving back to the Macy's card, let us see where we are in terms of minimum payments and make sure that we are on the right track. So $266 was the minimum payment here. Now we're going to be adding this $29 to make $266 plus 29 is $295 plus 47.78. Let me just add plus 48 is $343. So in December, no, it's not going to be December, it's going to be in January, because we're still working on the Home Depot in December. All right. So in December for Macy's, we're going to be paying $48. Then in January, we're going to be paying $343. In February, it's $343. In March, it's $343 as well. And then in April of 2026, our balance is going to be $66.31. All right. In March of 2026, if we are still here, let me make this extra. Let's make an extra day payment of 2026 to close out this $66.31 and save ourselves some interest here. All right, so let me put this $400.31 here, $409.31. So for Macy's, we are looking at closing out Macy's March of 2026 if we are keeping up with the debt snowball method of debt repayment. All right, and we still have a few more to go. This is the Best Buy with the promo that we're going to be closing in March of 2025. All right, let's look at Discover. Okay, we are starting Discover with $6,194.26. The interest, the Discover card is 29.49%. And the minimum payment is $159. I'm going to round that up to $160. Okay, my goodness. So even if we have a very long way to go with the card, if we're going to continue making the minimum payment. This worksheet is actually really opening my eyes as to where I stand. Oh my goodness. All right, let's look at where we are with in terms of snowballing our minimum payments. Looking at Macy's, we were at $343, and we're going to be adding $160 to that payment. So in April of 2026, we can start making $503 minimum payment to the Discover card. Let's pull that down to the end of December 2026 and see where we stand. All right, let's continue. I think we should be done sometime in 2027. Good. 503. All right, guys. So you see, the debt snowball method, it's really good because where we were with this Discover card, paying the minimum only, in December of 2029, we would still be owing a lot on this card. So rolling over all the minimum payments into this account starting in April of 2026, that is going to give a new completion date of June of 2027. So here we're going to be making, and honestly, I really want to pay this off before 2027. I don't want to be dragging this all the way over into 2027, but let's keep it as is and continue to work on making additional payments as we progress. Okay, so we're moving. Once we complete the Discover payment, we will be done with the credit cards. Hopefully we do not, and I repeat, do not reuse any of these credit cards or open any new accounts. Oh my goodness. All right. That's my aim, is to not open any new credit cards, continue to close the cards that I have. I keep saying that. I already closed some of them and I already destroyed some of the cards. So to remove the temptation from even requesting a new card so I can use the credit, I'm just going to close them because I don't want to go back in where I'm coming from. All right, so auto loan number 1, we started the year with $8,687.85. The interest rate on this is 9.5, and the monthly payment is $488.08. Oh, this is a good sign right here. So this is 2026. Let's look at this. All right, so July of 2026, we should be done with auto loan number 1. So let's do that. 6/11/23 and be done with that. There's interest right here, 483. So 6/16/06, and we are done with this. Now I can go back and make some adjustment to the Discover card, because once we are done with this, we're going to be freeing up 488.08. Hi Jay, I'm doing a video. All right, so 2026, let's do the 610 here because it is going to be about 607. So let's put the amount that we have right there. All right. So now that we close out the auto loan number 1 in July of 2026, I can now roll this for 488.08 into the Discover payment right here. So we can be done with Discover earlier than 2027. All right, so in August of 2026, 503 plus 488.08, 991.08. So we can start making 991.08 here. All right, this is looking good. This is looking much better. Way. All right, so 940.17. All right, so around about December of 2026, we're going to be making the last payment on this Discover card here for approximately $940.17. Now this is looking way better. All right, so let us look at auto loan number 2. We started 2025 with $16,563.96. The interest rate is 9.37 and the minimum payment is $461.88. Okay, so auto loan number 1, we are on track with minimum payments. So we should be completing this in 2028. So let me remove this. All right, so the last payment would be July of 2028, where we would only have $109.89 to pay. But in December of 2026, when we close out this Discover card, then we can move this minimum payment, which is $991.08, to the car payment with $461.88. So we should be paying $1,452.96 starting January of 2027. So let's update that and see where we land now. All right, so let's fill this out for 2027 only. Ooh, this is looking good. All right, so if we roll the payment on if when we roll the payment from the Discover, which is going to be the last payment we make in December of 2026, into auto loan number 2, instead of taking auto loan number 2 all the way to 2028, we are now projecting payoff in June of 2027. So let us now align our new payoff date here. All right, so now that the minimum payment for the auto loan number 2 is $1,452.96. In June of 2027, we only need one payment of $754.60. So let me just put $754.60 here. So it's going to be probably a little more, considering I have an $80 payment that is added to the end of the loan. So you know what? I'm going to put $850 here to close this out in June of 2027. All right. So in June of 2027, we still have some money left over from this 1452.96. So let us look at auto loan number 1 and see where we stand. Auto loan number 1, we started 2025 with 24,764.01. And I do believe that things are going to be looking so different over here. The interest rate is 26.49 and minimum payment is $766.32. All right. So making only the minimum payment for auto loan number 2, it will take us all the way over until November of 2029. All right. Before I do any adjustment to this, let us add in personal loan number 2, because personal loan number 2 is on track to be paid off before personal loan number 1. And we started the year with $26,605.34. The interest rate is 25 and minimum payment is 1240.74. All right, let me adjust this. Okay, go. This is looking good. All right. So for auto number 2, we are looking at payoff in June of 2027. Oh my goodness, this looking so promising. So in June of 2027, we should have only $172.90 to be paid off here. So let's remove this minimum payment from here, and we're going to put this up to $200, just in case there's anything at the end of the loan that we need to take care of. Let's put our target here. All right, so now we can tackle personal loan number 1 with the extra payment from auto loan number 2, as well as personal loan number 2. So from auto loan number 2, we have $1,452.96, and for June of 2026, that payment would be $850. So we're taking that $850 out. So we have $602.96. And for personal loan number 2, we have $1,040.74. So let's add these to the minimum payment for auto loan number 1 and see the new minimum payment. That's going to be $2,410.02. So in July of 2027, oh my God, this is looking good. We can start making, or not even in July, we can start doing that in June. We can start making that $2,410.02 here. Let me make sure that's 602 right there. Yeah. All right. So this is the amount that we're going to be paying in June of, which is the balance from this 1452 and the balance from this 1240. But in July, we are going to be making a full payment of $1,452.96 plus $1,240.74 plus $766.32. And that's going to be $3,460.02. All right. Oh my goodness. I remember one of my subscribers mentioned in one of my videos, one of my debt repayment video, that if I remain focused, not reuse credit cards or take on any additional debt, I will be debt free in another 2 years. And that person was right. I wish I remember the name of the person who made that comment, because you are spot on. If I remain committed and not take out any new loans, committed to the debt snowball approach. I am going to be debt free in less than 2 years. Guys, this is amazing. So, this is my debt repayment plan, my debt repayment strategy. Oh my God, I am feeling so hopeful. And I'm just praying that everything works out according to this plan right here. I can delete these. Oh my God. So, based on this worksheet, by the end of November 2027, I am going to be debt free. I'm going to add this on my vision board because this is so refreshing. This is so refreshing. At the end of 2027, I am looking at debt freedom. And this is only taking in consideration minimum payments only, no extra debt payment. And I am hopeful that I will be able to make extra debt payments. So I should be able to be debt free before November of 2027. Lord, I am praying this into being. Lord, I'm asking you for focus to keep me disciplined and committed to this journey. I am so emotional right now to be looking at this worksheet, to be looking at the light at the end of the tunnel. Guys, this is the plan that I am going to be working with. I'm going to put here in bright green because I should be celebrating come December of 2027. This is the light at the end of the tunnel. I believe that green means prosperity. And I am manifesting that my debt free journey will come to an end in November of 2027 by the grace of God. For those of you who are on your debt free journey, please do a workup, something similar to this, where you can see exactly what will be happening with your debt snowball method. You can see, you can have a clear path to your debt free journey when it will end. So you can be as motivated to continue to push through. All right. So, as always, if you have any questions, if you have any suggestions, please leave those in the comment section and I will definitely get back to you. All right. All comments are welcome, all suggestions are welcome. All right. So, until the next video, bye.